Hi guys. Somebody advised me to start doing very short videos, giving out my ideas and posting it rather than going all these long lives that at the end of the day, APC supporters will just come and um, make things very difficult, and I will not be able to express my chain of thoughts properly. So, on this issue of Nigerian Labour Congress versus the federal government and the state government and the organized private sector. Let's just focus on the federal government for the sake of barest minimum wage, right? You see, when the Labour Congress is trying to peg a particular amount, they arrived to that amount based on indices, some things that some variables that we are put into consideration. What is the cost of transportation, what is the cost of food, the inflation in the country, how much are you able to save, how much does it cost to run a family of four. Just very, very basic. And that's how they arrived to what they now call a living wage. Now, for lack of a better word, yeah, or to put it in a very, very simplistic form, a minimum wage is supposed to match a living wage. So once a minimum earner or a minimum wage earner is not able to survive on a minimum wage, the government steps in to help them to augment. So whether it is people that sweep the streets or janitors or cleaners, once you are working, you should be able to survive. You should be able to have a roof over your head, put food on your table, have clothes on your back, and at least look after your family, even if it is just feeding. Even if you don't have savings, you should be able to meet these basic needs. When that minimum wage is able to meet these needs, it is then called a living wage. So, what the TUC and the NLC is asking the federal government is to make their lives livable because of the hardship that is in the country, which nobody can deny. Now, in turn, what the federal government is saying is that it is not practicable to pay almost 500,000 per person. But that is a lie. And the reason is, it's not the teachers that asked you to remove subsidy. It is not the ordinary workers or the minimum earners that asked you to float the naira. There is repercussions for all these policies. Now, when you come in and you make drastic action and there is consequences for it, it is also left for the same government to either revert to how things were or ameliorate or make things easier or better, especially for the poor masses. It is now 1 year in office or 1 year of removing subsidy, and you've not actually done anything rather than bringing out some schemes for loans and student loans that nobody have good access to. The price of food and everything, yes, you brought food out of the Federal Reserve and all of that, but things are still expensive. People are now cutting yams into two because nobody can afford to buy a full tuber of yam. The price of everything in the market have skyrocketed. And you see some illiterate, educated, and dumb Nigerians who think that they are very smart. Compare Nigeria to countries that have welfare systems, or compare Nigeria to even African countries which their currencies are in the tens against a dollar or pound, whereas Nigeria is already in the thousands against a dollar or a pound, which means our currency is weaker, which is one of the indices of economy. Our inflation is over 33%. Ghana is still on 20 something, 25% as of May. So please, 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 and please, the fact that you are in America is already a confirmation that Nigeria is not working. The fact that I am in the UK is already an indication on indictment on the Nigerian economy, hence why we call it a greener pasture. So please, allow the poor to breathe. Give people a living wage. Cut the excess of the government. Burkina Faso, Senegal have done the same thing. Reduce the cost of governance. Slash the payment of the senators. Let's see if they will still remain there. If they're actually going there for the money. And even pegging what they are earning on 30 million, you and I know that these guys boasted on TV that they earn, that all animals are not equal, and some people take home 500 million while others taking more. They just share our money and they don't carry out any project whatsoever. So let's stop listening to all these people that give us make believe. Even with all the criminality, with all the EFCC allegations, with everything that comes into the internet, no arrest has been made, nothing has been done. Nigeria is a very lawless country. And then we always want the people to understand. We always hold the people to a very high esteem. Oh, you guys cannot question the government. Oh, you guys cannot protest. Oh, there is national security issues. But then the main corporate, the real people who are behind these main issues, are enjoying the immunity, enjoying the protection of the military and the police. I just want to stop here, but just be mindful that the 75,000 naira that the so-called Reno, who doesn't know where to pitch his tent, is suggesting is under $50 for a whole month for somebody who is working. How much can that provide for a family? The 60,000 naira that the 35,000 naira that Akpabio is proposing is just 20,000. It's just $20 for a whole month for somebody who is working class. And what they are saying in turn is that it's not their problem if it is not enough for you. Who told you to have children? If you cannot survive, do 2 or 3 more jobs. That shows you what they think about you. Simply own up to the fact that you cannot fix the country and resign. Here in the UK, we had 2 prime ministers that resigned. They came in, the UK has an inflation. In fact, they went into a recession, which is why even those of us in the UK are forced to do, there's not even any job. You can't even do 2 or 3 jobs because there's no job. But people resigned when they saw that they cannot fix the mess. So if you know you cannot fix it, Mr. Emilokon, leave office, resign. Even your members are telling you to reshuffle the ministers. You and your ministers leave office and let a man who studied over 33 countries that has the solution to Nigeria come and try his hands. And hopefully he will get it right. Let's stop all this nonsense of calling NLC obedient, trying to peg Ajero to be Ibotic, trying to peg Labour Party that has already been existing all this while to be Ibotic. All these tribes are not going to take us anywhere. Thank you.